Old commercials are classics, and they have an absolute charm. Watching them brings back so many memories because they were reflections of who we were and what we valued. From the 1950s sweet jingles to 2020's iconic cinematography. Today, we'll explore how these ads not only sold things, but also influenced the consumers. Welcome to Time Then and Now. Ready, set, action. Back in the 1950s, health warnings weren't as strict as they are today. This Camel ad featured doctors smoking and endorsing cigarettes, and leaned into a trust and authority-based appeal, which suggested that if doctors smoke, it's safe. Customers trusted expert opinion, and Camel tapped into this psychology with precision. It's hard to even imagine this happening today, but back then, it represented the golden age of advertising confidence. With this ad, Folgers didn't just promise caffeine. They promised women the chance of pleasing their husband with the perfect cup. The main idea behind the ad was that a woman's value was tied to domestic perfection. Such ads might be considered stereotypical today, but in the 1950s, this ad mirrored the traditional gender roles and household ideals that were of utmost importance. Before the vaping disclaimer we see today, there was the Marlboro Man, a character who was stoic, rugged, and always on horseback. This ad turned Marlboro into a symbol of raw masculinity for men and an expression of freedom for women. America itself was in the post-war phase at the time, and Marlboro offered the perfect masculine ideal to go along with that social thought. The ad was based on one of advertising's most powerful characteristics and made sure that buying Marlboro meant buying into the cowboy lifestyle. Why settle for plain fuel when you can roar down the roads with a tiger in your tank, right? This is what Esso's animated tiger ad campaign was all about. It added excitement and personality to something as simple as stopping for gas, and the catchy jingle combined with the energetic tone cashed in on the optimism of the era. With this ad, Esso told the world that they're a brand who entertain audiences, even when selling a necessity like fuel. This iconic advertisement showed a group of young and diverse people singing on a hillside, presenting Coca-Cola as a symbol of unity. The ad's theme of global togetherness was a masterpiece during the period of societal turmoil. The ad hit the jackpot with Hilltop, which has gone on to be the most famous ad of all time. The ad started with a young fan offering his Coke to a tired, bruised Mean Joe Green. What came after that? A smile, a thank you, and a jersey tossed his way. This ad showed one simple moment of kindness that made hearts melt across America. And this ad wasn't about Coke. It was about connecting with others and showing the world that even athletes and celebrities can have soft spots. This commercial is still hilarious to many people because of its classic humor and a catchphrase. It showed an elderly woman criticizing the amount of competitors' hamburger patties and then praising Wendy's bigger servings. The tagline, "Where's the beef?" showed the power of memorable advertising slogans as it was used by comedians, politicians, and everyday people. A calm voice, a frying egg, and one metaphor that stuck with many Americans. This is your brain on drugs. In an era where drug use was on the rise, the simplicity and stark visuals of this ad became a crucial reminder for many, telling them to stay away from drugs. The sizzling egg became a symbol of the 80s war on drugs, and you can love the ad or mock it, but it left a concrete impression on an entire generation. A mouth filled with peanut butter, a phone ringing in the background, and the ultimate trivia question: who shot Alexander Hamilton? This clever ad is where the iconic Got Milk campaign began. The ad didn't just focus on dairy, but on everyday scenarios where milk mattered and what would happen if you ran out. It turned milk into a cultural icon of the era, and running out of it almost felt like a tragedy. A fancy guy in a Rolls-Royce comes up to Subway, goes over to the counter, and asks, "Excuse me, would you have any Grey Poupon?" This ad was a hilarious clash of cultures and relied on humor to get viewers interested, and it worked. By riffing on the famous Grey Poupon ad, Subway proved it could serve up quality and comedy at the same time. The end result was a perfect blend of class, comedy, and a casual taste. This ad showed a bunch of guys answering their phone with one word, "What's up?" And this one word was all it took to take over pop culture. Budweiser cashed in on the laid-back vibe of the early 2000s. The ad became so popular, it was shown on TVs, newspapers, everywhere, and its catchphrase became a casual greeting for many across America. Needless to say, it turned the beer brand into a social phenomenon. Justin Long played the chill Mac. John Hodgman was the uptight PC, and all of a sudden, everyone knew which computer had more swag, so to speak. These Apple ads relied on wit and personality to show how they were better than PCs. The difference was clear, the ads were clean, and you could watch them all day long without getting bored. This Old Spice ad exploded onto screens with rapid-fire nonsense and charm you just could not resist. With this ad, Old Spice wasn't just selling body wash, they were selling masculinity with humor and confidence. Women watched these ads and laughed, men watched them and copied, and the ads themselves pretty much rewrote the rules for male grooming. What happens when Alexa loses her voice? Celebrity mayhem. Gordon Ramsay screams about sandwiches. Cardi B refuses to play classical music, and so on. The ad was filled with chaos and was completely hilarious. What was the aim behind the Super Bowl ad? Take a tech product and make it human, but with a glitch, of course. This ad showed Mr. Peanut dying and then coming back as a baby. Yes, that's what happens. With ad planters leaned in on the meme culture with a baby nut that divided the internet instantly. Overall, the ad was strange, viral, and fit right into the chaotic energy 2020 was known for. Want to know what still flows when the snowstorms hit and the lights go out? Budweiser. The ad cashed in on the community vibe of the Super Bowl and delivered a subtle yet powerful message that even in a blackout, people and beer can light things up. It was a classic reminder that with Budweiser, you're always ready for what life throws at you. And that's it for this video. Which ad was your favorite? Comment below. And if you had a great time, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share, and subscribe for more.